Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to D&V Investigations on this beautiful Tuesday evening. Yes, hello, everyone. Nice to see you, Aldous. Hello, John DeVoist. Will, good to see you again. Hey, Snugs. Colonel Moore, it's always necessary to have the fake producer in the house. How is everybody? Oh, boy, what a week. And I know, I'm saying that every week. Not much happened in ComicsGate aside from like a whole new disaster of a campaign. And we're going to talk about the cover. I know it's just a cover, but boy, did it flop. Hola, Jose Garcia, ¿cómo estás? Yeah, it did not do well. We have Frog Tony and Liam both taking Hassan Piker's side. Free Kayla, by the way. Oh, boy. Oh, my state. Yeah, we redistricted. We have a whole new Republican district. Yay. What else? Oh, the government is still shut down. Apparently, there's a peace agreement between Gaza and Israel. From what I understand, Hamas has already not returned some hostages and they're already refusing to disarm. So we'll see how long that lasts because that shit never lasts very long at all. What else did I have to talk about tonight? Oh, yeah. Lepresti closed out a campaign. Mandy's flipping out about something. I did not get enough of a chance to dig into it because I didn't see it till late in the day today. But if it looks like it's going to be interesting, I really will. Yeah. Boy. You guys ever get to the end of the day and you finally get a chance to sit down, put your feet up, realize you've been wearing those shoes all goddamn day and now they're starting to get uncomfortable. But if you take them off, your feet are going to get cold. Well, that's where I'm at, people. That's where I'm at. So I may cut this really, really short. I don't know how I'm going to do that because as I look, I have a lot to show you guys. We're going to start with some dumpster fire round. Yeah, I got a couple of videos for this one, just for shits and giggles. Let's see. Oh, yes. How much pull does Ethan have now when he closes out a campaign? Now, we all know he missed Andy Smith's closeout. He decided it was far more important to go to the casino. Yeah. I think he lost that night too. Maybe he won. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I still think he has a gambling problem. But he was going to close out Lepresti's.
John's campaign and Mandy's is closing down. Just a lot going on. So
Aaron's is too. Aaron wants me to close. Aaron's like, Sunday. He's like, can you be there to help? Yeah. So Sunday night we'll do a ComicsGate live, and then we'll talk more about all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then close.
Why is Ethan doing his best Micah Curtis fucking impression, people? That is a Micah. He's Micah Curtising it. He made a show at the beginning of this stream of putting on the necklace while wearing his little black wife beater. And then he shows his armpit. He shaves his pits, people. He shaves his armpits. He's a real manly kind of man. And then you've got Mandy over here who's so bored off of her ass, right? Because this is near the end of the baller stream. And all she wants to do is fucking go to bed. She's been eating that goddamn cord for her headphones for the last 20 minutes. I shit you not.
Out, rate to God. Aaron needs to get to 100K. I think we can do it. Aaron needs to get to 100K. I think we can do it.
They did not do it. He didn't have that far to go, from what I remember. But they did not do it. Apparently, it's off to the printer. Everybody should have their books, which were due last month. But 3 months is nothing really in crowdfunding because the book's fucking ready. He's got his print file. He's sent it to the printer. Everything is going to be shipped to him within the next 2 to 3 weeks, and he'll have everything out to his backers almost on time, or as on time as crowdfunding can be considered. But Ethan still couldn't get him to 6 figures. And this is Aaron Lopresti, man. He even got a shout out from Gail Simone and got a little bump from that on his campaign. That's one of the only good or really decent books coming out of the Kings. It does. It does kind of suck for Aaron. He mostly avoids the drama. He should just bail out on the Kings altogether, but he's stuck, and I'm gonna show you where. Oh, man. Man. And then Mandy's been mauling about someone by the name, goes by the handle Wodenshot. Oh my lord. She went on a whole tangent on this stream. Apparently they got in a beef on Twitter. Yeah. Yeah. Gail Simone is really freaking nice, manho. I don't care what anybody says. She is one of the nicest people. She's nice to me, and I'm a cunt. So, I definitely give Gail Simone props. Definitely do. But yeah, EVS, he did drive off the big backers. We saw he did it with the Dungeoneers, was the final blow to any sort of real backing for ComicsGate. Yeah. Well, I don't care why. Well, Ethan's opinion is about Gail is colored with so many different palettes. I think he really resents the fact that he and Gail were such good friends. I don't think he likes that because she's on the other side. So it makes him hate her even more, or at least makes him pretend to hate her even more. Yeah. Yeah.
So then he goes, after I unfollowed him, he said automatically unfollowed by, and two, Mandy Grant must be an edgy little fella because I know I didn't do this. So he tried to put me on blast or whatever for unfollowing him instead of just being like, oh shit, she unfollowed me. Whatever. He tried to I don't know, bring it to everybody's attention, which is why I say he's doing all of this to get clout. So he was kind of ranting and raving a little bit, and John.
Isn't it crazy? So when Mandy streams with everybody else, she does the same thing that Anna does, right? Her lighting is fucking shit. She sits there way too far away from her camera and her microphone. She makes it's the worst thing ever. Everybody, look, she goes and she's streaming by herself, which she shouldn't do, by the way, because she's not very entertaining. But look, she goes all out. She whips out the lights. She's got, she's trying for the cinematic, dramatic lighting thing. She's actually making some sort of effort. Her microphone's still equalizer, girl. Just equalizer. That's all you need. But she goes all out when it's just her.
Tonight about how I, blocked them and then I'm talking shit. So I haven't talked to any. This is tonight is the most I've said about him. Like I have not said a word about it. So okay, I want.
Here's the thing, though. You know she has. You know she sits there. I haven't said a word about it. I hadn't said a word. She hasn't said anything publicly, but you know she's burning up those DMs between her and Shane.
Trying to see the progression of how this goes. This is with me not saying anything to him. Okay. Kind of the first thing I noticed, which somebody sent this to me, and they're like voting shots in I think it's John and Shane were doing a stream. Now, I wasn't there for this, so
they sent it to her. Sent it to her.
I didn't say it, but it was sent to me. Hold on 1 second, I gotta find it. Okay, this is the same stream, apparently. Again, I was not here for it, I just saw it. Woden Shot saying that's how I was treated by Shane and his shitty co-host. Now, again, I don't know what this was in reference to, but I mean, I unfollowed him. So, a couple days later, we were doing our 200th baller. It was really exciting. Yay, we hit 200. Because who the fuck would have thought we would have made it to 200 episodes? I mean,
I didn't, honest to God. I'm gonna be real. I didn't think that it would make it that long. And then it got to about 100 episodes, and I realized that ComicsGate will continue watching any old shit. So yeah. All she's got to do is come on a solo stream with some decent lighting and jiggle her tits, and they'll all come running for ballers.
I went off cam, and Woden Shot was in the chat saying, Shane, I'm leaving if your co-host doesn't come back on cam. Shane, I'm not going to ruin your show. I'll leave. Shane, if your co-host doesn't come back, I'm leaving. And stuff. Now, I go off cam a lot. Yeah. I mean, but I don't know. It was just kind of like that. Again, I didn't say a word. I just thought, that's kind of weird. And I noticed at this point that I needed.
All right. So in between each of these edits, I've chopped out like 4 to 5 minutes of complete nonsense that makes even less sense than what I am giving to you now.
To start taking screenshots, because he did exactly what I thought he was going to do, which is try to like play the victim and use me for clout. So like justifying his real shitty way, his like shitty behavior of, because it's one thing doing it with Shane that does it along with him. It's another when it's somebody who's kind of unfollowed you and not saying a fucking word to you. It becomes kind of like, okay, this is a little, you know what I mean? It's okay when, when he fucks around with Shane and Shane plays with him and shit. But man, when he's fucking around with me, that's really unfair. That's just all kinds of fucked up. Never mind that we're co-hosts on the same show. Never mind that I should actually be able to handle my fucking self on a live stream and snap back when appropriate. No. What she's really angry about is that Shane gives 0 fucks. That's why I say she's burning up those damn DMs about Woden Shot. I have no idea who the fuck Woden Shot is. That is a whole segment of ComicsGate chat I never fucking venture into. I don't read them. I don't look at any of it. I don't watch the streams unless I see something that might be interesting somewhere else, or if somebody tells me. But I have no idea. I couldn't tell you for the most part who's hanging out in Ethan's chat or Malin's or Shane's or, God forbid, Mandy's. I don't care. But I guess, yeah, so Mano says Woden Shot's one of the most loyal CG chatters. Mostly from Shane's, which is probably why I don't know who he is.
I did like at one point Mandy tried to buck up like, Shane made you important. Shane made you important. So now you're just trying to get clout off of me. Like, oh my God. Shane made you, motherfucker, on our channel. Like, on our show. God, she's insufferable. Grow a fucking pair. You and Katie and Yanzi and Anna, just fucking grow yourself a few pairs. That's all. Mandy was crying, according to Ethan. Mandy crying because they're just so mean in the comments on her Indiegogo. Well, bitch, deliver your fucking book. Update your Indiegogo. If you do that, people aren't gonna be calling you a bitch in the comment section. They just won't, because they'll have no good reason to. Just do what you said you were gonna do. Abide by the terms of service. She posted a tweet earlier in the week, about how she just sent off a whole bunch more books to the post office, and it was some little CG animated thing of Gemshock and Pitt leaping into the back of a mail truck. Don't give me your little AI shit. Show me a receipt from the post office. Show me a picture of pallets of books and Gemini mailers sitting at the loading dock. Don't try to bullshit me with some cute little animated MP4. Fuck that shit. We know you're full of shit. Yes, she is still claiming that she's fulfilling Gemshock, and we know she hasn't started yet. You know? Yes, that is the word. I prefer cunt, but most people say bitch. Yes. Yeah, that felt better. And then, also part of the dumpster fire round is Hassan Piker. I'm going to talk about this myself because this is just like... I'm not going to show all of the videos. There are now probably close to a dozen bits of Hassan Piker's streams where he's reaching for the remote and Kaya dives back into her little doggy bed. Which, I'm going to let this play first. Then, I probably won't say anything, and we'll go into Frog Tony and Liam talking about it, because they're just fucking retards, and we should always laugh at retards.
And also, one of the parts of this training is also supposed to put her, like, we're using the elevated bed, as you guys can see. And one of the things with the elevated bed is that she has a leash on right now on the elevated bed, so she can't like really get off of it. So she now knows to sit in place for hours and hours on end. Did you see what Austin is saying and doing in your house? No, but I assume it's annoying. I assume it's like he threw trash everywhere or something, because a lot of people are saying, someone's been a bad girl when in my absence, by the way, and you can tell because she's like literally fucking crying. She's not used to place, because while I was gone, she got to free roam like a cow the entire day. I don't know if she actually got a decent amount of workout this morning or not, but no. Okay, she did go to the park apparently, and she's still being a baby, it seems. No, we're not freeing her. She needs to get used to it. She needs to get used to the structure that she had in her life once again. Okay? My niece said they all say gay now and the R word. I'm shook. Wait, what do you mean? That's never stopped. That was the case when we were young too. Hey, out, place, Kaya, place, go. No, place. Enough of this madness. Look, people have never stopped saying gay and R word. It went away, then it came back. Really? It went away? Your haters want you to be reactive to the dog, which is the number one thing you don't do. Caesar Milano South Park literally had an episode about this. I know. My haters are causing me to be more reactive to my dog when she's being spoiled, and then train her in the opposite direction, train her into thinking that she can just like get my attention by crying in the background. Okay? Which is bad. But what are you going to do? Fuck it. I'll just destroy all of the training that I've worked very, very hard on to reinforce now that, the entire internet thinks I'm fucking abusive unless I, let my dog do whatever she wants and then run the show like this. I have a good friend of mine that used to be Van's producer back in the day. Back when he was in the... look, see? Spot training is already failing because I already let her fucking... I already let her do whatever she wants now. See, this is how it works, okay? She expands on the readily available confines. Okay? Do you see that? Thank you, haters. You have successfully ruined. You have I'm giving it to you. I'm giving you this dub. Dogs are like kids. They push boundaries. And then they... Earlier, I saw they were mad at content creator touched their plants too hard, that they were abusing the plant. The internet is now full of concerned citizens. This controversy was like catnip. I know.
He makes her stay on that bed for hours at a fucking time. She wants to get up and move. I can't sit here for hours at a time. As far as I know, Hassan gets up and takes piss breaks during a stream. A big dog, he explains, she's got that special bed, and she's got to only lay in the special bed so she doesn't get arthritis and have other problems because she's a big dog. Well, your big dog, sitting there for hours on end, is going to give her problems, like arthritis. The video where he tased the dog was like 5 hours, I think. And the dog laid there, was on her bed for like 2.5 hours and just got up to stretch. And he tases her in the middle of ranting about not having good internet in California. Well, sorry, you voted for Newsom. What can I say? So he tases the dog because he's pissed about his fucking internet. And she got out of the bed. And then she sits in that bed for the entire rest of the stream, never gets up. Now listen, I don't have a huge problem with electronic collars. I don't. If they're used properly. You're not supposed to leave it on your dog all fucking day long. As a matter of fact, the instructions tell you not to do that because it irritates their skin. You're supposed to, if you have to leave it on for more than a few hours, you're supposed to spin the fucking thing around so different parts of it contact your skin. They even have new ones with contacts really far apart, and you can just spin the damn thing around their necks. Far safer. You don't leave it on all the time. And then, of course, he says this isn't the one that shocks as he shows the damn transceiver thingamadoohickey that the prawns have been broken off on purpose with the tape. Well, if you don't have one that shocks, why don't you just use the model that doesn't? We know why. because it's not as effective through all that fucking hair she's got. Shit, that dog got a shit ton of hair, and the only thing that's gonna make any difference, the only thing that dog's gonna feel is the actual electric tase. To make her stay on her bed like a prop, as a fucking prop for her live stream, for his live streams, is just disgusting. I have never used an electric collar. I take that back. I take that back. At one point, we had an electric fence, and we also had a bark collar that was so ineffective that we just never used it. Oh, man, talk about horror stories. So when I was living in Huntington Beach, I was in an apartment building, and a few apartments away upstairs, we had all the upstairs units, we had little patios, right? And these people had gone away to work. Their little dogs, they'd put them out on the fucking patio and they'd bark all goddamn day. Every time a car drove past, every time somebody walked past, every time the fucking wind blew, these dogs would just bark. And they were little shit dogs too, right? So they, I guess, had the brilliant idea of getting some bark collars for these little shit dogs. And they put them on the little dogs. And then, and damn if they didn't use the wrong size collar, and if the dogs are standing right next to each other and one of them barked, the other would get zapped too. And so it was just this cacophony of barking and yelping for probably 15-20 minutes until the owner finally got home from being at work. They had to call him and make him come home and take those fucking collars off. They are just awful. My dog never left my side. She wouldn't travel more than 20 feet away. 20 feet. And we did that by me walking her on a 20-foot lead, because when we moved into the apartment, she just wouldn't shit on a leash. She didn't understand, because she'd had a yard, right? And so we go to the beach, we go to the dog park, and she wouldn't go more than 20 feet. She wouldn't sit on the sofa unless her blanket was on the sofa. She wouldn't go in my fucking kitchen. Ever. Even when I wasn't home. Why, if this dog has gone through all of this training, maybe she just needs to fucking get up after an hour. And then, yeah, we're gonna do it. Later on tonight, it'll probably be fapping fucking Liam. It'll probably be Risey. You know, that seems to be his new job. Right? Right?
No, she doesn't want to come over here to see what's up. She just wants to fucking roam the house because she got to roam the house when I was gone.
Why not? Why can't your dog roam the house? It's kind of silly that
exactly
you live in a big mansion for some reason. But for some reason,
the craziest shit here is it totally feels like Frog Tony is just disagreeing because it's Sturgis.
I disagree. I think we're gonna have a disagreement. I think
yeah, we might have a big disagreement on that one.
Roaming the house without supervision, I don't know what kind of dog.
It's true.
What kind of mayhem it will cause, right?
I think it's a.
I don't know.
I'll say it's a dog to dog. It's like children, right? Like certain children can be unsupervised. You can go, hey, go to your room, go play, and the child will be fine, right? And then other children, you go to your room, and then they like burn down the whole fucking house, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a dog to dog situation, right? Like if Hassan's dog is the kind of dog that's going to like jump on tables or cause trouble, right? Like we had a dog, we had a collie that we could literally leave out, and the dog would just jump on the couch, and sit on the couch all day until we came home from work, right? No problem. Then we had another dog. It was a boxer that we had to lock up. We had to put it in one specific room when we left, because if we left it alone when we weren't home, it was gonna like tear up cushions. It was gonna cause problems. Like, it never did nothing when we were around, but when we were gone, it would get anxious, right? Because we weren't home. So the dog was anxious, so we couldn't roam around the house on its own.
All right, I just have to say, that poor fucking dog. Can you imagine living that life of anxiety because they can't be asked to take the time to make you feel less anxious? That they can't train you to know that you're always coming fucking back home? That it's not just gonna get them in fucking trouble if they have an issue? Like, that poor fucking dog getting locked in probably just some fucking garage or probably a crate, right? Because they can't deal with the dog's anxiety and don't know what to do about it, and instead of finding out, it lives this miserable fucking existence. So of course Tony thinks it's okay to shock your dog because it got up off of its doggy bed during a stream.
I don't know Hassan's dog, right? Is the dog an anxious dog? Is the dog a troublemaker? Is the dog gonna get into things? Are there things that maybe Hassan has got, like glass, candlesticks or something? Like the dog hits a table and knocks it over, breaks shit. I used to have a cat. It literally would jump on things and would just start knocking shit over. Like, you know how cats are, right?
You know who knows about dogs, Tony? Liam.
Liam.
I'm gonna send him the
Give him the link.
Yeah, here you go. You got the link.
He trains dogs, by the way. That's what that chat says that you can't see.
Yeah, check your DMs.
Everyone left for school, and we all came home around the same time. We could leave the dog by itself, and we would let it out when I got home. We'd take
This guy talking right here is the only sane one out of the four.
it for a walk and stuff. I've never had to negatively discipline a dog like that. Use positive reinforcement to get them to do what you want. Not necessarily shot collars or choke collars and things. But maybe that's just my experience, but I don't think I could do it.
Yeah.
You guys ready for me to become the most hated man on the internet right on your live on your show? Here we go. Here we go.
Hold on, Liam. Clearly, I've pissed off the internet with my take on dogs. So if yours is worse, I welcome it to take the heat off of me.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna take it off you. Okay, so guys. The thing to remember is the dogs are not human, right? And that they're pack animals. Okay, they got like a hierarchy and a structure, and in our normal human lives, when we treat them like pets, a lot of the time, I'm gonna get all Caesar Milan up on you guys. A lot of the time, it has their life all out of order. For instance, if you're giving them all positive reinforcement, for instance, right, which is fine, you love them, right? You love them. They'll end up thinking that they're in charge, and when they start to think that they're in charge, that's when you end up with behavioral problems with the dogs. So, am I pro shock collar? Not really. I don't use them, but I don't really think that it's particularly cruel either, because in nature, just so you understand, I'm going to tell you a couple of quick stories. In nature, what would normally happen is when a dog's making noise and the other dogs don't want it to make noise, like their ability to recover is not like they're not primates, they're not humans, right? So like a little zap from a little zap from the collar, to them it's just a smack across the back of the head to you or I. Now it sucks, but it's not as bad as you think it is, at least for decent sized dogs. There you go. That's what I got to say. That's all I was going to say.
Can I point out that smacking somebody upside the back of their head is assault? Like, I could do that pretty fucking hard. Like, I could make your brain rattle, smacking you with an open palm upside the back of your head. Like, what the fuck? Of course it fucking hurts. That's the point. The point is it hurts. Like, what the fuck? And of course he comes in all performative. Oh, are you ready for me to be the most hated man on the internet? Dude, you're already the biggest lolcow in ComicsGate. It's hard to hate when you feel embarrassment, right? And then afterwards, Liam watched a bearing video. Yeah. I like bearing. I mean, his shtick has gotten kinda old, but, you know, if you catch a bearing vid every once in a while, it's not so bad. I liked him better when it was by himself before he started doing them with, Mrs. Bearing, but anyway, yes, Liam watched a bearing video and, Bearing being Australian, Liam holds him in a lot of esteem, and Bearing showed, or at least talked about, I don't know, I didn't watch this particular video, uh, the Hassan thing, and Liam, well, I'll read it to you. Yes. I went over to Frog Tony's channel because they were talking about what was going on with this video, right? And I opened my stupid fucking mouth as I do without having a full sort of idea of what was actually going on. And so now I have to stream to apologize because I said shit without understanding the full context of the situation just based on what I'd heard on the stream. I hadn't seen the actual video itself, and I didn't have the full context. Why do I feel like this is kinda like Liam's entire fucking life online? He opens his mouth without full context, makes an ass of himself, and then has to come up with all this extra shit to cover it. Like, why would you go on a stream and comment on something like this? Something that involves the abuse of animals, the possibility of abuse, and not check it out first? And just be like, "Yeah, it's okay to zap your dog." Well, no. It's not okay to zap your dog so she doesn't leave her bed so you can use her as a prop for your fucking live stream. And she's in the shot all the time. When he rearranges his little office, he makes sure that she's in the shot. And somehow it's all our fault for being critical of Hassan, that he now has to discipline her more. Yes, yes, it's our fault. And he has to feel bad about it. Gosh darn. Honestly, I think the man's a sociopath, but that's just my opinion. Liam, I'm not going to have an argument with you through the chat. Yes, yes. I already said that you saw the video. I am not like, look, dude. Go back and listen to what I said before you come in, and once again, do what you do, which is open your mouth without having a full sort of idea of what is actually going on. I'm sorry. I already said that you saw it. Boom. And now our dumpster fire round is over, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about, oh God, this CG Kings League thing, which sounds like the biggest business social clusterfuck Ethan could possibly have come up with. I shit you not about this. Apology accepted. Apology accepted, Liam. Sorry I was a little short. But man, I don't like arguing with my chat. But I figure I just cut it off now so you don't have to, like, whip up a live stream and start something over again. So now we're going to switch gears altogether.
All right. Ethan's here. So why don't we roll through some campaigns? One being Cyberfrog prequels. You added a new cover today.
That's right, Shane.
Look at this jam piece. What is this? Kings United? Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, it's Kings United. Talk about the inspiration behind this. A lot of people have been asking us for a long time. They've been saying, ComicsGate really needs to become Image Comics. You've got so many great characters. It would be so cool if they all knew each other and collaborated in the same universe. And all of our characters are from completely different worlds. You know what I mean? There's no way that Cyberfrog could meet Gemshock maybe, or 232. They can't meet Godlike. He's never going to meet Adam Ra. But what if we created a fantasy situation where they did? Rippaverse is like, they're trying to force this kind of team mechanic. They're trying to create a universe. Actual universes almost always happen by accident in comics.
Okay, so let me get this straight. For the longest time, people in ComicsGate have been asking for this like team up book, like Image, for us to be like Image and like have a team up book. And this is totally fucking organic storytelling because it has absolutely nothing to do with everybody in ComicsGate, like for years, talking about a team up book. What the fuck? Eric July's team-up book sucks, even though that's the beginning of his storyline with his characters. But our team-up book, where we just cobble together all these people from different universes and different timelines and from all these different places, this one makes sense. Because we're not Marvel or DC or the Rippaverse. Just cuz.
They just happen by accident over the course of decades. You look at even Marvel, Captain America, Submariner, the Human Torch. All of those characters preceded Fantastic Four and Spider-Man by 30 years. With permission from other creators. I had to ask.
CG's how old now? 6? 5? Some of these guys have only been around for like 4 years. But yeah, there lots of organic 30-year kind of time to, have an organic team-up book.
Everyone here, and all of them said yes to put John. I still don't have permission to put Godlike on there. John has not answered me. But everybody else said, yeah, of course, you've done so much. Why wouldn't I just lend you my character? Yes, Ethan, because you have been given so much, or you've been giving so much, I too must give to you. And they just said, sure, of course, except for John, who did not answer me yet.
I have a couple of different theories that I'll get to when this is all over, but it just dawned on me that he's probably having to pay these people something. This might actually be costing him some money.
But I'm sure he will. I'm sure he'll say yes. I think this is going to lead to good things if we don't sabotage it.
Well, a lot of hands in the pot to sabotage it. That's
my God, a lot of cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah. I'm cool with switching trading characters with some people. Not everybody.
There's some people who you're like, well, you know what the problem is? Like, Del Keon has Pitt. Everybody likes Pitt.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, like, Pitt, like this watered-down, shitty version of Pitt appeared in all these Rob Liefeld comics. And it was like, that's not really Pitt. I can see why you'd be hesitant to let anyone draw your guys.
Well, I mean, it's a case-by-case thing, So... It's like, plus I don't want my characters on a million variant covers that aren't my campaigns. So
you can definitely say no to people, So
yeah.
Shane's very reserved about all this stuff. Like Shane, are you down for you want to do the crossover, right?
The crossover's fine. The crossover's fine. The crossover's more than fine. I'm just not crazy to say everybody in this however many people are in that King's room, hey, you guys can all draw my character on covers. Because I don't know if I'm interested in having their characters on my cover.
Yeah, you don't have to. Like, yeah, you don't have to, like, but...
Is Dale passed out? Well, Dale says very little on these streams anyway, so there's really no way of knowing. It's possible. But like I said, he doesn't really talk much. I don't know why they even pop him in there except to make him feel welcome and give him a place where he can publicly drink with all of his friends.
I will tell you this, people who have an open campaign, we'll see how this variant does. And if it does good and people are excited about it, it might be cool to see like what else, you know, can come of that.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to see like Reaper Destroyer with Wraith. You know what I mean? Like those characters look like they would work well together. Everybody wants one of my characters to team up with yours, Shane. Everybody wants that.
See how organic the storytelling is?
Yeah. And they ask me about it all the time.
Yeah, Salamandroid versus 232. I think somebody did fan artwork at that one time too. Like
Salamandroid would get his ass kicked by 232.
First, I don't think Salamandroid's big enough, so I'd have to blow him up. Like it'd be like one of those, like you got.
Now wait for this. This is how this idea. Oh my God, this idea from Ethan just shows like how desperate he is to get Shane to agree to doing this exact cover.
Enlarged by an enlarging ray or some mad scientist bullshit.
You know what you could do is you could have Chelson down in the corner keyed in like online with Salamandroid and hook him up and turn him into a big fucking dragon.
Turn him into a big fucking dragon. Yep, that's the answer. Yeah, the ghost in the machine. Chelson coming out of nowhere to fucking turn Salamandroid into a big fucking dragon on the cover of an Inglorious Rex book, fighting the Inglorious Rex monster thing, whose name I don't even care to know, with Salamandroid not really looking like Salamandroid. It's craziness. He wants this so fucking bad. So bad. And it's like this desperate gasp of fire that he thinks that ComicsGate needs. After all this time, after all these years, we're going to turn ourselves into Image Comics. Yeah, I know. None of us are actually going to be working from the same publishing house. There's not going to be any quality control of any sort. You can get your shit out whenever you fucking want and print it yourself. Raw. But we're going to be Image. And we're going to have crossovers and share variant covers and just do all this neat shit because it's organic. So I thought we'd go ahead and take a look at what kind of numbers, you know, maybe, he said, if this campaign does really well, everybody else will want to do it too. Well, okay, so this is a screenshot from the Ballers stream when Ethan joined. I believe this is the day that Ethan opened this cover on the campaign. I'm pretty positive it was either this night or the night before. Now, I do not know how much the campaign made before the cover, but I'm thinking it was somewhere around 165, around there, maybe the 168 number. I should have double checked with Edwin because I'm sure he has it, but there you go. So on that Baller stream, it was $168. $168,000. Yeah, it's getting a little late. All right. So this is when Ethan did his stream the following night, So 24 hours later, it was $170,391 from 1,720 backers. But wait, there is more. This is what it was at 8 o'clock my time, 8 p.m. Eastern. 171,417 from 1,739 backers. So we went from 168,018 to 171,417 over the course of the last 4 to 5 days. Now, why did this not work? Why would Ethan presume that a campaign that's already pretty much bought out, 1,683 backers on that campaign before he drops this new cover, right? That's a lot. That's like according to Ethan's own words, that's the high end of backers that he can expect on a campaign. Everybody who backed the executive box, and I have no idea what he's fucking calling it on this campaign, but every campaign has one where you buy the damn subscription box, and the next thing you know, you get every fucking cover. None of those people had to reback this campaign for this cover. They get it for fucking free because they already paid for it with their $200. Why would you do that? What makes you think that somehow at this point in time, adding a new cover is going to make a difference? And worse, you added this cover. The one that had very little thought, the one where they all just... it's just a fucking montage, man. And not even a good one. And yes, I know, Ethan drew that on one piece of paper. He didn't do it digitally and then jam everybody into place, but he probably should have. Because then he could have resized some of these characters. Just resized them, moved them around. This composition is fucking horrible. He put the two biggest guys one behind the other like that. Holy crap. The Inglorious Rex guy should be on the other side of the fucking page because we are totally missing out on how big the motherfucking thing is. He just looks like he's the wrong fucking size. Right? And then you've got, of course, you've got Heather Swain doing her She cosplay, which is always nice. And what the fuck did he do to the Wraith of God? This poor man. Ethan can't draw a gun. Anybody remember the Vestige cover? Oh my God. Was that rifle a hot fucking mess? But look at this. What the fuck is he doing? What is he standing on? Where's his other fucking leg? He deserved better than this, Ethan. This is just fucking shit. And then look what you did to this poor little... I think this is the little guy, the Alex guy from Inglorious Rex. I'm just guessing because he's standing in front of the Inglorious Rex thing. But I don't know. He's just this little blob of something back there. And then, god damn. What is this godlike guy's name? What is this Layfield ripoff's name? I don't know. But this is why John hasn't given you fucking permission. Look at that shit. Okay, the John thing may have been a joke, but if it wasn't, my God, man. And if he hasn't given you permission, you've already got it on your Indiegogo page, whoopsie. But John's not going to do anything. None of them are going to do anything. Ethan could have put fucking black and white and put the fucking kitty cats on that cover, and nobody would have said shit. Of course they're all gonna say yes. He's sitting there, he starts doing this stupid thing. Then he has this brilliant idea to put everybody in it, because originally it was just gonna be Cyberfrog, she, and Pigman. You can totally tell by the way it's by the composition of this whole fucking thing, right? And I think he may have mentioned it, but you can tell just by the drawing that those were going to be the 3 original characters, and he was just doing it for shits and giggles. And then he decides that he needs a whole nother fucking cash grab for his campaign, so he's going to put together this montage ComicsGate King League cover, right? Yeah, I'm sure they'll all say okay. And then to cover his ass even further, he comes up with this stupid crossover book. Yeah. And you guys, but we'll do this crossover book, and like you can all do your own covers, and then like you get the money from your covers when they sell. Well, what happens if they don't sell any covers? Because that has happened. We've seen that happen. Somebody goes and they commission somebody for a shit ton of money for a fucking cover, and they sell like 2, maybe 3. It always happens, right? So how in the fuck do you work all this shit out? So say Billy Tucci wants to use Inglorious Rex on his cover, and that's one of those people that Shane might say yes to. Does Billy Tucci have to pay Shane? Is it only for the cover? Because this, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a fucking poster too. Right? This piece of shit is going to be a fucking poster as well. But yeah, we've got the rest of it. Wait till you guys hear Ethan's idea for the fucking story. It is so bad. So fucking bad.
Somebody said to me, do you think Cyberfrog Universe Prequels campaign is going to beat it? Maybe. We did good tonight, guys, and thank you for that. I pinned the link to the top of the chat. In case you don't know, ComicsGate, we're going to be doing a team-up book called Kings United. And we decided that, like, instead of calling our characters heroes, we were going to find a reason to call them kings. There's a thing going on where...
Remember last week when I showed you the clip where he said they weren't going to call them superheroes because he was still under the impression that Marvel and DC owned the word? So now we have shifted from, well, that word is owned by Marvel and DC to, well, we had to come up, we just wanted to come up with something new because superheroes just not hip enough. It just doesn't sound based. You know,
this generation call men kings, which I really like. They go, "What's up, king?" You know, it's a little bit of slang instead of "What's up, brother." The fact that,
and once again, apologies for the shit fucking quality of Ethan's stream. It has been 3.5 months, and he still hasn't fixed it, and he's still streaming in 720 while paying for fucking StreamYards. I'm sorry.
Men are calling each other kings just to remind each other that that's we was kangs. We is kangs. I think that's a cool thing. So that is kind of connected to the idea of ComicsGate Kings, but also just having these characters be kings instead of using that tired old phrase superheroes. This is called Kings United. And we're going to do a big crossover where all of our characters...
I'm sorry. Kings United, because opening a thesaurus was just too fucking hard.
Are going to join forces to defeat a threat. And again, you know, we're all going to be involved with this. Mike Barron is going to be writing the script. Mike Barron wrote me today and said, I want the threat to be the Vespis. And he asked me that before, and I specifically told him no. Because I said, if it's the Vespis, then this is a Cyberfrog book. We need to, I'm all for it being an alien threat, but like, it can't be the Vespis. Let's come up with something new. And then he said he talked to RT Bear in private and then came back and said, we both agree it needs to be the Vespis. I said, no. My feeling was, I'll tell you what my plot idea was, but I think it's been kind of kicked.
You guys, it's coming. This is it. This is. Oh, hey! Hey, Spirit Junior, baby. How are you tonight? I hope everything is going well, my friend. But this is just so bad. So bad.
To the wayside now. My thing was there's an alien threat, but also like the superheroes of this world that they all live in together are becoming evil. So they would be like Batman, Superman, Wolverine. We would do like we'd do rip-off versions of those characters. And first and foremost, we would have to stop them. We'd have to kill some of them, put some of them in jail, whatever it would take to just stop them. But the idea that Marvel and DC's heroes have become perverse and evil would be the first thing, and then we'd meet the alien threat that was causing that to happen in the first place, which would cause all of us to team up together to fight it.
Honest to God, he just gave us Deceased. I'm sitting there, I'm listening to that fucking stream. And I'm like, oh my God, there's an alien threat that turns them all into zombies. And first you have to stop the zombies, and then you have to stop the alien threat. And oh my God, you just gave me the fucking overarching arc of Deceased, my friend. Is there a single solitary original fucking thought in that noggin? Is there one? And we know why. We know why you're sitting there and talking about knockoff Batman. Because you were supposed to get to draw Batman, and you were all pissed that you couldn't. We all know this is all about your own personal fucking shit. But bruh, you couldn't even hide it. You weren't even clever enough to hide your the point being that you want to make the former characters that you either wanted to draw or had to draw from the companies you used to work for, who will no longer fucking work for you, fodder for your little ComicsGate King League bullshit. Like, what the fuck? I can't even, bruh. I just can't. This is so fucking bad. Like, how in the fuck? How in the fuck do you spend your days just throwing your actual inner psyche child out there onto the internet for everybody to see? Like, what? How? Nothing about you is hidden anymore, Ethan. Nothing about you is really secret. Like, you couldn't even come up with something better than ripping off Deceased for your ComicsGate Kings book. Bruh. No wonder they kicked it to the curb. If Shane didn't go, bruh, dude, you just rewrote this, and this. Like, oh, good Lord, Facepalm is right.
Like, I'd love to have Cyberfrog fighting like an evil Batman, or like, you know what I mean? Or like I'd have him fighting the Green Lanterns. Of course I would. I'd have like a version of the Green Lantern Corps, and Cyberfrog would have to take them down with Salamandroid. That would be perfect for me. I'm doing it anyway. Fuck it, I'm doing it anyway. Cyberfrog versus Green Lantern. Let's go. let's go. Because it would be symbolic of, like, you know, the fact that, like, the heroes that we grew up with and loved, you know, are no longer who they are, and our heroes need to replace them. We need to create new heroes to replace them. Kings. Checkmate.
That is true, Winchell. The new audience does not read comics. They buy channel merch. And this time around, they didn't even buy the fucking channel merch. Like $2,000-$3,000 in 4 or 5 days? Like, is anything there's nothing planned out. He really is just making this shit up as he goes along. There's no business plan. He writes the books book by book. So there's no, you know, it's not like he has outlines of books going forward. He literally just makes this all up. And right now, it's getting so bad that all of his choices and the things that he's doing are just bad for fucking business. How in the world is all of this supposed to work? Is there going to be a profit sharing agreement? Do you charge one guy more to use your character than you charge the other guy? Who makes money off of the team up book? Apparently nobody, because they're hiring somebody to fucking draw it, somebody to color it. And look how fast he got this fucking, oh my God, how fast he got this together. While everybody's still waiting for their fucking books. He got this together faster. He got this drawn as badly as it is and colored as poorly as it is colored, because it's not a very good color job, right? And he still hasn't put out the black and white variant books that were due months ago. But he's wasting his time doing this shit to get another $2,000 off of his Cyber Frog, Heather Swain diary books. And why? Why is there no Liam character on the cover? He is a king. He is a king. And I believe in my heart of hearts that if you're going to be doing this, then, you know, you kind of got to include Dino King in the book. Just saying. Now, I'm going to go like completely off of field here because this is just too damn cute. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Sheriff Grady Judd down in Florida. Yes. Well, there is no pit. There is no gem shock. My guess is they both said no. Or Ethan didn't approach Dale because, you know, as he said in the video, Dale has that history of like people just taking pit and doing shit with it. Like putting it on crappy variant covers. Yes. So this isn't quite Sheriff Grady Judd, but I think it's a little bit better.
You know, you can be naked and still have your socks on. But if you're buck naked, you're totally naked. Well, anyway, our deputy gets there. The dude's got all of his clothes on. So we're nice, and we send him out of the park and trespass him and tell him we're not going to arrest you, even though people saw you here without any clothes on. We're going to give you a break. So what does he do? He goes across the street and hops up on what? The railroad train track and trespasses again, just as soon as we gave him the break. So the deputy arrests him. We find out he's already got 25 prior arrests and been to state prison 5 times. So not only is he trespassed, we've got him in possession of meth. Well, I've talked about meth doing crazy stuff to you, right? You ain't gonna believe this. So we put everybody through a body scanner to make sure that they're not trying to bring guns and knives and drugs into the jail. Well, you might have thought Walter was bringing drugs into the jail. He brought a thermos into the jail. That's right. He put it up the exit ramp. You know what I mean? A thermos about this size.
I saw that, and I just about lost my fucking mind. It actually is the audio from one of, Sheriff Judd's videos where he's talking about the guy who shoved a thermos up his ass and apparently had done it the day before, and, he had to go have some sort of emergency procedure. I don't know if they managed to just grab, the thermos itself or if they had to do surgery. I remember once, when I was working for my father, he was a general surgeon, and you know, our office was on, I don't know, the campus, so to speak, of the hospital. And he did emergency and trauma. And one day he gets a call and he dashes off over to the hospital and he comes back about 45 minutes later. And I'm like, what happened? And he says, someone shoved a Coke bottle up their ass. And I said, oh. He said, the wrong way. So every time they thought they could get it, like it suctioned back up. And as he started describing what he had to do to get the bottle out of this man's ass, I was horrified. Not as horrified as the guy who claims that he fell in the bathroom while cleaning and just happened to land on the end of the plunger, rupturing his rectum. But, all sorts of weird shit can happen in emergency rooms. But since we've given you that, and I've put all of that in your head, here's a capybara. You all have a fabulous fucking week. If I figure out anything more about this Woden shot Mandy thing and it looks hot and spicy, maybe I'll stream later on in the week. But you guys all have a fabulous one, and thanks for joining me. Good night.